function, okay? It is a block of code which runs when it is called, okay? So how it is done is, we need to give it with a define is the keyword where you define your function, okay? Inside this, we will inside this we have, and then we are after define, we have to give the name of the function. Any name can be suggested. Only thing you need to remember, it is similar to our it is similar to what you call, when you're assigning a variable, it cannot start with any sort of numbers, and yes, it can have underscore in it and no other special characters, okay? In the colon, we have colon over here, okay? This bracket is important. I'll teach you why it is important in the class, okay? Then it is closed with the double quotes, and then we have defined our value, that is our variable. Sorry, there are three people.
Ma'am, sorry, ma'am. I have network issue on my laptop. Again, I have logged in my phone, ma'am.
Okay, you're checking the from phone. Okay, no issues. So we have a value over here. Now value is 5. Now here it won't work without any return or print. Return, we will give you the value. See, without return over here, it will work properly. There is no issues. But when you call it, if I just take square of it. So if I just put square, what is, okay. If I put just a square, it will run properly, but when it is called, none of it will be executed. See, nothing is coming into our output. That's the reason we use return or print. Return will do the same thing as print, okay? If I pass return over here, you can see the value, you get the output. Okay, whatever you want the output to be, you need to use return or print statements. Okay, now inside the parenthesis, we have not done any variable. We have not given any argument. Okay, see, if I pass the argument over here, see the difference. Oh, 1 second, let me create a new def intro 1. I have passed inside the parenthesis, I have sent the argument. Now now I want to return value square. Okay, I've written value square. Now, how I'm calling it is, however, I have defined it. So I am passing intro. Inside that, I'm passing the value of my choice. Like if I want 20 square. So whatever 20 square I want, so I have passed inside this 20. So whenever, what is the difference is, whenever I call this function, I get only 25, wherever I call. Here also, if I want to call, I can call intro. If I call it, it is going to give me answer only 25. When I have passed an argument inside the function, then I can call it with whatever number it can be, it will return me its square. Understanding the difference?
Ma'am, when you started the function, I had network issue with my laptop. Can you explain once again?
Sorry?
When you are explaining the functions, ma'am, I had a issue in network issue with my laptop, ma'am. Again, I logged in my phone, ma'am. So can you explain this function again?
Sure, 100%. So this is a function, okay? It is the block of code. So whenever I now it can pass by 5 is equal to value square. So if I run this, it will work properly. Okay, there is no issue. Now, what is the difference is it will execute without this function, without I have not defined any function to this. I have written a piece of code. It gets executed then and there. But what does function will do is it is executed only when it is called. I have defined the function. It is executing whenever I have called the function. Call the function is using the function name and with the parenthesis. I'm calling this function. Okay. Now, how do I define the function? Is using def keyword. Def is a keyword where you define the function using def keyword. Okay. Then the function name, whatever you want to keep the name of the function, it has to follow the same rules as variables, that it cannot start with the numbers or it cannot have any special character. If you want, you can have only underscore to it. Okay, and then parenthesis. There are two types we can use. One is passing the argument or passing the without passing the argument. When you are not passing any sort of arguments, you need to define the variable over here. I am defining my variable and I want the square of it. And so when I have run it, it is run successfully, but you don't get any result. So this is the return value. There are two types how you can get the output without passing any return value over here. I won't be, so if I call it also, it won't get executed. Okay, you need to return those values which you need to be executed. So I can use return or print. So if I run this, and if I run this, as you can see, there is an output I have. Right. Now, whenever I call this function, I get only 25 as my output. So if you want to change or you want to get the different values or different different value different number square, then you can pass inside the argument. I have passed a variable now and I'm returning the value square. Now if I run this 20 square, see, as you can see, the value is been 20 now. So 20 square is 400. Okay, now I can pass any numbers, it will still get executed. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now you need to create a Gmail ID. You need to create a Gmail ID. Okay, now in this case, it can be useful to me. So as you can see, every person has their own Gmail IDs, right? So what
Yes.
I can print is I can use name and I can concatenate with at gmail.com. So if I run this, as you can see, it has run successfully. If I want my Gmail ID as Neha, maybe, okay, now I have given the variable. So if I run this, as you can see, a Gmail ID has been created. Any names. So if I pass Vidya also over here, we pass my ID of Vidya. 1, 2. So sorry, it has to be in uppercase. Understood?
I should use only return, ma'am.
Sorry?
While executing the program in the body of the program, ma'am, coding, I should use return only, ma'am.
See, here I'm returning the values. Okay. For strings, it is the return will not work. If I pass here, a return over here, See, now it has not been created a Gmail ID. It is still passing as a string to you.
Okay,
So
ma'am.
print has that thing where it converts it to your Gmail account. See, you can create a Gmail account. Right. So print has that. Return is also used to return your values. It is useful only. When you're using the strings, when you're dealing with the string, it's better you use it with print.
Okay,
Okay. Here it doesn't matter. It will give you the values.
okay, ma'am.
Okay. Any other questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now we will learn little bit in the advance. Okay. I have given in the assignment, there are questions on uh, your functions as well. Please work on it. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. The assignment which you are given in that second question and the last question, it didn't execute.
Which one?
This Python only, ma'am.
Python. Can you send me the link?
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
wait.
Shit.
Okay.
Python assignment. Recently, I shared. Okay, ma'am.
This is notes one, I guess.
Yes, ma'am.
Which question?
Second and last one, ma'am. Second and
Second and last. Okay.
fifth one.
So here I need to check. I need to find the largest number among three numbers. Okay.
Yes,
Now I
ma'am.
can pass it as x, y, z is equal to 10, comma 11, comma 12. Right.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
x is greater to y. Understood? Or you want me to?
Ma'am, what I have written is that is anything wrong in that, ma'am?
See, we need, I'm not telling you anything great. Okay, here. What is the question? I need to find which is, I
Yes.
need to assign three values. And in these three values, I want to find which is the greatest ones. Okay, now I have first only in the conditional statement I have given, right? So I have these three numbers. Okay, x, y, z. Inside this, I'm passing numbers, okay? You can pass the input values as well. Now, in here, I'm checking if x is greater to y and I'm using and. If both are true, then only this gets executed. So, it first checks x is greater than y. It is 100 now. It's true. This is also true, right? It is greater to z. So this will get executed. Now then it will not go anywhere. If it is y, okay, if I just say y, see it will say y is greater. Then it will check this is true, it will get executed. Now if I put this, it's get understanding?
Yes, ma'am. The code which I have written, it's if it will give ma'am enter value A for A, B, C like that, ma'am. But it won't show that it is the which is the largest number.
Okay, give me your code, whichever you have written.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you have, okay. You have given me. Sorry, I didn't have a look. Sorry. Mm. See, max can be used when it is in the, when we are passing it in the, what do you call, in the list. This has to be converted to the list first, then only we can compare it. Okay. Other than that, it should be iterable. If it is a string also, it will work. Inside the string, string won't work. But if I put iterables, then only it will work in max. Understanding, these are the not the iterables. So it is not comparing these three numbers at all. Okay. If I passed it in the list, so I can use the map function, which I will teach you today. So if I put it in the map function, that is also not possible if I. See, okay, this will not work because it is not iterable. Now, if I just pass, see, it will print only this. This is also taking it as a inside the print value itself. Now, if I use a list, okay. So if I say start is equal to 2, comma, 2, comma, 4, 7, comma, 8. Now, if I pass dash just is equal to max of start, okay. Again, largest number. Okay. Um, oh, here I forgot the comma. Okay, okay. Sorry. Here was this comma.
It's showing error here on the print after print a bracket open there.
Now it will work now. Yes. So after here, I had to put comma, which I forgot.
Okay.
Okay. So it will work when you have an iterable, which is movable. Okay. Then only the max function will work. Otherwise, you can use it. I gave it mostly to check in the. One second, let me just. Okay. You can use simple method as such as well. Okay. Now if I pass this input value only, if I say input here, whichever you have given, right, these values also, if I give the input, okay. I just keep this also to it. Input X, Y, Z, that's all. Understood? Max will work only on list or any tuple. If I pass your tuple as well, it will work.
Last question is, I didn't get the answer.
Last question. Yes, I'm looking. One second. Let me check. Not close. It will not work. Okay. Last one. This one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What the answer you are looking? Let me check. Okay. This is the code you have given, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I put 45. It is divisible by 15. If I say 60 also, it is divisible by 15. 6 is divisible by 3. There are no such numbers, right? Which is divisible by 3 and 5, but not by 15. There are no such numbers.
Invalid will work, ma'am. Valid it's not working.
You need to use OR over here if you want to check. Is divisible by 3 and divisible by 4. Now it will, if I put 100, it is. There are no such numbers which is divisible by 3 and not divisible by 3 and also divisible by 5. But not by 15. It is not possible at all, right?
Yes, ma'am.
No such values. Your code is right. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else?
Mm, mm.
All these you got, right? Constant,
Yes.
variable. Okay. It looks great. Okay. Okay. We'll continue. You can start working on loop and also function today. We have to do work on lambda function. What is lambda function is, instead of giving 3-4 lines, we have, when you have to define a small uh function, small functions, or one line of function, you want to return the addition of values, you want to return the maximum values. All such can be done in a single line using a lambda function. Okay, here this is both are same, both do the same thing for you. Okay, define over here, and then if I okay, so if I just do this and see here, so it will give me the same thing. If I add these 3 numbers, it is giving me the same thing. Instead of writing 2 or 3 lines or to make it simple, I can write it in a single line of a code. So if I write here, add is equal to add 1, I will pass as add 1, lambda a x a b c. So these are the variables. These are the arguments inside the uh, parenthesis, and we are printing a plus b is equal a plus the values. Okay, now if I print for add 1 and I'm passing 9, 80, 90, and 9. So if I pass these, you can get the answer. Okay. Here you cannot use return. Return will not work in the lambda function. You need to use print itself. If I try to write return, it will throw me an error message. Okay. Return cannot be used in lambda function. Only we can use print function over here. Okay. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood? Now we have to learn two more important function, which is map function and also zip function. Okay, what does map function will do? Now I have a list of values. I want to get the square of each and every numbers. Okay, inside the map there are two arguments. First argument is your first argument is the function. Second argument is your iterable or list or any sort of a thing you can pass inside the map. Inside the map, two things you should know is it is to be this is how you write the map function. Okay, map, inside the map, first thing you need to pass is function, comma, second thing you need to pass the iterable. Okay, iterable. Now this is my iterable. This is my, what you call, list. Okay. Now I have defined the square. Okay. I want to return n into n. Now, what will happen? I have mapped with square, comma, numbers. This is the function. This is the iterable inside this. So if I just print square, if I just print the square, it will not give me any values nor an error message. It says it's in the map object. So it is in the what you call data type of map. To convert it to the map to has to be to have a visibility to it. I can convert it using type conversion, and that is by using list. We can pass it. Okay, then you have a list of square of the numbers. Understood?
What is iteration?
Sorry,
What is iteration?
iterators are nothing but which has multiple characters or multiple things inside it. So for example, here also, the iterables we have learned before. Okay, this when you are using in the for loop also, you have to use the iterables. Like for example, as list, tuple, dictionary, set, or a which has sequence of values in it.
Which will be repeated.
Sorry,
Which will be repeated, ma'am.
your voice is very low, Vidya.
Ma'am, that will be repeated, no, ma'am.
Yeah, that is the inside. Only two function can be go inside the map. One is the function and the iterables, which is multiple numbers. So if it is having only one number, for example, number 0 to 1, why it will map into this? It will not work. It will only work. There are why do you want to use map when there is only one number? When you have multiple numbers only, you can convert into the map, right? So that's why we use iterables. Why do we want? We can give it in the same thing. Here only I can pass on. Just I can pass this and just give one. If it is only one number, right? When there are multiple numbers, only you can use map. Understanding?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, this is map function, and one more we have is a zip function. You have two variables now. You have two lists now. Now you want to combine these two lists. I know the extend we can use. Extend, what will happen is it will extend in extend, what will happen is, now if I just use extend in this will be there. Next to it, it will get added. At the end, it will add the numbers, right? So if I want to give it together, I want to keep those two numbers hand in hand, I need to use zip function. Zip function also need to be type converted. Now I have name and ID. So I want to add Manjeet ID is 4. I want to get them together. Okay. These are the two function. Zip function will help you to add the values together. Okay. It will zip it together. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that's about the functions. Okay. These are the different, and they in the questions also there are questions on map, zip, and also uh, lambda. Everything I've given over here. Please try to execute it by yourself. Okay. Create a uh, new Word document and you can submit it. Okay.